Hey guys, Zane here with Bazaar, and today's production is called Birth of a Planeswalker. This video is for people who are new to playing Magic the Gathering, so whether you just inherited someone's old hobby or maybe bought a starter deck from your local comic shop, this is going to be the video that you want to watch. Magic the Gathering is a turn-based collectible card game where two or more people cast various spells to defeat their opponent. The typical Magic deck is made up of 60 cards. You may use more, but no less. Those 60 cards will be lands and various spells. Each player will start by shuffling their deck of cards and cutting their opponent's deck. After both decks have been shuffled and cut, each player will roll dice. The winner of the dice roll will decide whether they would like to go first or go second and draw first. After that, life totals get set to 20 and you will draw 7 cards. If you don't like the hand that you've drawn, you may mulligan. If you choose to mulligan, you reshuffle that hand back into your deck and draw 1 card less. This continues every time you mulligan from then out. Once you decide that you like the hand you have, you may scry 1. Scrying is the act of taking the top card of your library and looking at it. If you like that card, you may leave it there. If not, you may choose to put it to the bottom of your library. Each player's turn will consist of 5 parts: your upkeep, the first main phase, combat, the second main phase, and your end step. During your upkeep, your tapped lands and creatures will untap from the previous round if there was one, and you will draw a card. Remember, the person who chose to go first in the game will not start by drawing a card. During your first main phase, you may cast spells and put a land down if you have one. Lands are used to cast the spells in your hand. The only card that can be played outside of your first or second main phase are instant spells, unless the card states otherwise. After playing a spell, you should always look to your opponent to see if he or she has a response. You don't want to tap all your lands for multiple spells just to find out that your opponent has a counter or kill spell for said spell. I cast Terra Stomper. He can't be countered. And you think this gives you power over me? After you are done in your first main phase, you may announce that you would like to move to combat at that point. If your opponent has no response, then to combat we go. Now, combat can be broken down into 3 steps: the declaration of your attacks, the declaration of blockers, followed by damage. Once damage is assigned from the combat phase and all spells and creature abilities have been accounted for, we move to the second main phase. The second main phase is just like the first main phase. You may play spells or set down a land if you still have not this turn. Once you're done playing all the spells that you would like to or can play for your second main phase, you move to your end step. In your end step, you and your opponent may cast instant spells or activate creature abilities before the said turn ends. Once your turn is fully over, it moves to the opponent's turn and their upkeep begins, and they go through the steps just as you did. Take note that in between each player's turn, there is a cleanup phase in which all until end of turn effects are removed from the board. Okay, now that we've talked about the order in which you take your turn, I'm sure you may still have other questions. For instance, how to cast a spell. Any spell, no matter what type it is, has the casting cost at the top right of the card. In that section of the card, there is a specific cost labeled by the 6 different types of land: forest, mountain, plain, island, swamp, and the colorless land called waste. The rest of the spell's cost, if any for that matter, will be represented by the gray circle with the number inside of it. That number represents unspecified mana, which could be a land of any color. Mana can be produced by tapping lands that you control or items on the board that tap for mana as well. Tapping something is the act of turning the card to the side and is represented in card text with this symbol. Attacks. When choosing to attack with a creature, you first tap that creature unless there's text on the card that says otherwise. Also, you may only declare your attack towards your opponent or a planeswalker that your opponent controls. You may not target an attack from one of your creatures towards a creature that your opponent controls. With that being said, when you do attack, your opponent may choose to block with the creature as long as that said creature isn't tapped. So, attacking can hurt your opponent, but may also leave you vulnerable for the next round when your opponent decides to attack. When a creature first enters the battlefield, it has summoning sickness and cannot attack right away unless stated otherwise on the card. When a creature attacks, it deals damage equal to the number that is specified to the left on the bottom right of the card. The second number shown would be that creature's defense. So, a creature can attack for the number that's specified on the left and take as much damage as the number that is specified on the right. If a creature is dealt more damage than what is shown for their defense, that creature dies and is moved into your graveyard. The excess damage from that attack that killed the creature will not roll over to the player unless that creature has text on it that says otherwise. Now, when it comes to winning the game, there are multiple ways to do so. The most common being to reduce the life total of your opponent to 0. You will also win the game if your opponent is unable to draw a card for their upkeep. This is referred to as milling your opponent. There are also some cards that state alternative win conditions on them. With this brief run through of basic gameplay, I encourage you to shuffle your deck and give it a try. And if you have any questions, please feel free to hit us up on our Facebook page or comment below. Please like and share if you enjoyed the video. Thanks guys. Also check the link for deck techs and videos on talk about what we are doing in Magic this season.